delighted to welcome Hanneke Mackie here today from Buzz Kids again. We've had Hanneke in before, and 10 minutes is never enough. Yeah, I know
it doesn't scratch the surface.
Yeah, we just scratch the surface, but I know Hanneke's got so much to share. We already started chatting before the talk. But, okay, just a little bit of housekeeping first. There's an amazing hamper to be won, sponsored by JungleVites. So they're sponsoring this whole series of school readiness talks. It's worth 1,500 Rand. But if you want to be in play for it, then you've got to comment in the comments. Just say hi or tell us how your kids play. And there's 1,500 JungleVites, of course, which I'm so delighted about. Our magazines have been around forever. We're like on the second generation of mothers and babies already. And the same with JungleVites. I mean, you probably grew up on JungleVites, and now you're having a baby, and as your child gets older, JungleVites is kind of like one of those standard things like peanut butter that you've got to have in your cupboard as a South African parent. They've got no nasties in them, all good stuff. And children actually need more nutritional support than adults in relation, like proportionally with their bodies, and they are busy little things and they're burning it up. So we were talking earlier about play, and I remember how we used to play. It was climbing trees, and it was speel buiten, it was all about being outdoors and play. So where does play fit into school readiness? And just inspire our moms to get those kids to play.
Yes, absolutely.
Like proper play.
Absolutely. So I think it's something in and of itself that we need to define. What is play? I think, I spend a lot of time as a sort of, in our work and in a thought leader sort of position to really get schools and teachers to take play much more seriously. And we all agree, we all nod ferociously, and we're like, play is play is play. But then when it comes to defining what play is, I think sometimes we have very different ideas about what is the definition of play. And this is especially when you're speaking about being ready for school. How does that connect work, like being ready for school and play? So the importance of play really is in the emotional development of the child. Of course, there's also going to be a lot of physical readiness and brain development that the play gives the child. But the most important thing the play gives the child is the emotional readiness. So preschool, I'm a mom taking my son is going to grade 1 now in 2026. So I'm really in the multiple spaces and looking and thinking about this. Are they emotionally ready for that massive big step of grade R or grade 1? And how do they get those tools? So one of the reasons why play is so important is that because we role play, because we pretend, because we put ourselves in imaginary environments, because we flex our big voice and our confidence through movement, through song, through all sorts of ways of pretending and character play, we actually develop a confidence. And that's the social-emotional, part of the social-emotional readiness. But what I mentioned about defining what play is, that is a question that I think that a lot of people have very different ideas around. And of course there's no wrong. There is no wrong answer to what play is. Play is both the Lego and the puzzle, and it is also being in the sandpit. But it is something that we can help our children with.
Yeah.
It is something that we can direct. So all I invite is to potentially look at play as structured and unstructured play, and letting children do as much unstructured play as possible, where they make up the rules and they, direct each other, or even you. Let yourself be directed by your child. Like, come mum, come down. We are now cheetahs and we're in the savannah. So let them direct the play. That's unstructured. It's them sort of creating the rules.
Yes.
But we as parents, we can also structure a little bit of play. And of course, my wheelhouse is the arts.
Yeah.
And the arts really allow us to think about play in a specific way, because when you are stumped and you're like, oh God, okay, another Lego now, what do we feel like? And they do like the imagination and the playfulness. So potentially say, okay, let's role play. Okay, they might be enjoying watching Finding Nemo. Mm-hmm. And you could potentially say, listen, what if I pretend to be a shark? So them playing with you, super important for the development of their brain, that emotional readiness that comes ready for school, the emotional development, and that really has to be in place for school.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other benefits from using the arts as a tool for play, or just play in general, because we're crossing the middle line, which is any task that requires both hands to do the task, like tying your shoelaces, or crossing the middle line to write or to read. That's developed in play. That's developed through dancing. That's developed through. So switch on your favorite pop song. What's your child's favorite pop song? I know we're busy as parents and we do kind of get tired, and I'm guilty of this, so I'm really not judging. At the end of the day, Jack is like, Mama, I want to play, and I'm like, in a minute, I promise I will tomorrow, and then But we really have to try and make that time. And it's just about quality, it's not about quantity. And there is no wrong, but thinking about it from a structured and unstructured play point of view, bringing the arts in as tools for play, I think that helps parents a lot. And thinking about how important it is, all those other things that it gets children ready for, because you're kind of naturally crossing the middle line, working on gross motor, climbing, being outside, singing, what that does to the voice and the confidence, what that does to eye contact. You know, when they go into school, it's going to be very important to build relationships. Eye contact, big voice, being able to speak your mind, saying when I don't understand.
Yes.
That comes from confidence, and all of that is baked into play. My big mission in life is learn through play, through the arts.
Yes.
And if we think about arts, then not just visual arts, but performative, creative, expressive arts.
Yes.
I think that really does help.
I think this was amazing. So I think I fell a bit flat with that with my kids. I worked full time and got home in the afternoon, and then that's one thing I feel a bit guilty about. I don't know. I got some things right, reading and breakfast I got right, but I don't think I got the role plays and all that right. But my kids also love crafting, and that's also nice, like the fiddling with paper and boxes and that kind of thing as well. I think also fits in with play and arts.
Yeah, absolutely. I just challenged myself the last couple of mornings. Literally, I said, Hanneke, put on some music in the morning.
Yes.
It gets us all moving, gets me in a better mood, it gets us driving, and literally I believe that it's bringing parts of me online, and my little boy, and even my grumpy husband, and then we're all in a sort of more joyful state. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be these highfalutin ideas, it's just about being present, mindful, joyful, and it's actually good for us as well.
Yes.
Right?
And then bonding and whole atmosphere in the house. Yeah. Just having a fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
And play, so play really gets your child ready in ways that you, actually in the most important ways. Yeah. It's much better than a book of worksheets or something. Leave the worksheets. Let them play. The worksheets and those things, it's coming for them. But rather just get the fun back in your life.
Quality time and getting the child directed sometimes, I think is also very important. If you can say that twice a week, I gave my child 10 minutes to make the rules and tell me what they want me to become or be.
And just do,
Yeah.
I wish I could be your child. I could tell you to be an amazing cheetah in the forest.
I do try.
Next time we'll get Hanneke to show us her cheetah in the forest.
Somehow 2 games.
We've inspired you. Thank you so much to JungleVites for sponsoring this whole series. There's this amazing prize, but you've got to be in the comments to be in it. And JungleVites are fun too. Remember, they're like little animals. So you could use a little animal and say, okay, today's little animal is this. How are we going to take it? You know? If it's a little lion, and we're going to roar and crawl around.
Give them names.
Give them names. Make JungleVites part of your play.